Well, thanks for tuning in to VB New South Wales Cup. This afternoon we're live from Cessnock. The Newcastle Knights up against the Penrith Panthers. VB New South Wales Cup, thanks to the New South Wales Rugby League and BarTV, a local grown Newcastle company providing action, all sports needs in 2014, and it has been for quite some time. Well, Peter Jolly in the commentary box. With me this afternoon is Craig Miller. To our Sydney audience who may not know Craig, well, he's the premiership winning coach from last year in the real NRL. West coach, of course, in 2011. He's taken his side to each grand final from 2011 through to 2013. He's picked up 2 premierships in that time, and he's after a hat-trick at the end of this year. We welcome Craig Miller to the broadcast this afternoon. Welcome, Craig.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to have an opportunity to watch a higher level than my own in New South Wales Cup, so I'm really looking to see what these future NRL players bring to the table.
Well, great to have you here on BarTV. Another replacement, maybe might want to say, or an additional replacement on our squad here this afternoon. In the commentary box is Steve Moses. He's the chief writer from the Rugby League News and analyst on Hawkesbury Radio in Sydney, covering all the VB New South Wales Cup games featuring the Penrith Panthers. Is Stuart Moses. Welcome to BarTV, Stu.
Good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon, Pete and Craig. Pleasure to be here at Cessnock on this beautiful Saturday evening. Should be a great game between 2 teams in the New South Wales Cup, between the 4th place Penrith Panthers and the 5th place Newcastle Knights.
Well, indeed it will be. The Newcastle Knights have gone back to the sheds, and we're not too far away for this competition clash. Rick Stone's boys. Well, last year they went down to the Penrith Panthers, the Windsor Wolves, in the VB New South Wales Cup final at Leichhardt that day, 36 points to 22. But of course, Rick Stone's side also had a hit out last week against the Wentworthville Magpies, going down the Knights to the Magpies that day by 50 points to 32. So Craig, I guess defence is the key for Rick Stone here this afternoon.
Yeah, at this level, I'm sure both coaches will be just focusing on defence and getting through their sets and building pressure. It's a pretty interesting game. The Newcastle Knights, I know, have really started to form a little bit of a rivalry with Penrith, with Garth Ross heading down that way in the last couple of years, and I notice a lot of West juniors are in these Penrith sides, both Daniel Foster and Will Smith, my own West juniors, so one day they might come back to the Rosellas. But Daniel Foster, for a bit of interest, played in our 2011 grand final side that as a 17-year-old, and he went down there and played for Penrith, so it's great to see him, and I'm interested to see how he's developed.
Well, both sides met in round 1 already in the New South Wales Cup this year. Newcastle recorded an impressive 24-14 victory over the Panthers, Stu, in the opening round of the season.
Yes, that was probably considered a little bit of an upset, that result, given it was at Sportingbet Stadium. Although, in fairness to Penrith, they had quite a number of their established stars in that team out that day. But tonight, when you look through the team list, it's a much stronger looking Penrith side on paper compared to that round 1 clash, so expecting a much better result from Penrith tonight.
Plenty of NRL experience on display here at Cessnock, and we're live and exclusive tonight. VB New South Wales Cup. The commentary team for this one, Craig Miller, Stu Moses and Peter Jolly in the commentary box. And a warm welcome to wherever you may be tuning in or clicking on to our live stream, especially the fans back in the western suburbs of Sydney. I hope you can enjoy this one, and I hope you can come away with the result after 80 minutes. BarTV's New South Wales Cup action is underway, and the Penrith Panthers get the football from their own in-goal area, and they advance it out to the 10. And this is Sam Anderson with the football on tackle number 1. Of course, Isaac John playing in the 7. Coming from the New Zealand squad into the Penrith Panthers for this clash. This is Campbell Gillard. Put away there by Licky Licky. They work the edge. The Panthers We've had 40 seconds of this match, and they're out to their 40-metre line, as you can see on the screen. They're spinning it through the middle of the field. The Knights' defence equal to the task so far. Error-free football in this opening set for the Panthers. They go through the back line. They're spinning it around. Will Smith down the sideline, puts in the kick. Going back is the Newcastle fullback tonight, and he has lost it at the back there. So an error at the back. Matt Minto hasn't been able to come up with the football. We might be able to have a look on the replay as well of the error for Matt Minto. The defence was swarming through. So the Panthers, Craig, an opportunity to attack 10 metres out from the Newcastle line.
Yeah, it's an interesting play. Set one, they worked over one edge, and I thought they were going to get to the kick, but they've obviously got a game plan to shift the ruck, and they got it straight across, put in a good kick, and Minto, who's been playing pretty well in first grade, didn't clean it up, and they've got another opportunity to go on the attack. Licky
over the top on Isaac John. He's down. Isaac John holding his ankle here. Trouble for Penrith. We've only had 2 minutes of this one. And Isaac John in trouble. Of course, Isaac John made an appearance last year in the World Cup for the Cook Islands. He's also played a bit of footy in the UK for Wakefield. 2 years over there in the English Super League. But after 2 minutes here tonight at Cessnock, it's not looking the best. Time off here. He's trying to, as you can see, get up and put a little bit of pressure on his left ankle. But that's not a good sign, is it, Craig? In the early stages for the Penrith Panthers, let alone Isaac John.
No, it's not. When you've got your playmaker and an international limping off after a minute, it's not a good sign. But they're just going to have to deal with it, and obviously just capitalise on some field position and get through their sets. And I'm sure they'll sort something out. And they've got some quality out there, and it's far from over and worrying about it now. They just got to move on.
Okay, well, big bopper, isn't he? Number 30 for the Newcastle Knights, Toka Licky. Auckland born, New Zealand Kiwi as well. As we see now, here they go. The Penrith Panthers.
Just stay there, guys. Wait till he's off.
Isaac John not on the field. Coming off now from the touchline as Penrith now with the football. They're spinning around. First attacking opportunity. Coming up for the Penrith Panthers. This is Mosley. Foster. Quick play the ball again. They're up quickly, the Knights. And they had to. And now they drop down. 12 metres away from the line. Getting to his feet there was Sherrington. Cartwright. Overlap out wide. Nagama. Speed to burn. But they're equal to the challenge. Last tackle for Newcastle. So they're back on the defence through the attacking ability now of the Panthers. They're going to kick it out wide. Newcastle did well. Jumped up well. Diffused the situation. And Newcastle out there was the 3 in Braden William. Now with the ball. It's Hayden Smith in 15. And now he's going to be dropped down. 21 metres out from his own line, Craig.
Yeah, that was not a bad set, but it was a good result from to defuse that bomb. It probably just didn't have enough height on it for the chasers to come through, but I'm sure that the Knights now be just looking to roll their sleeves up and get out of trouble and then kicked into those corners.
The ball is Matautai. Over the 40-metre line they come. This is Tyler Randell. Waddell outside the 40. Dobson splitting fullback and the winger. Back there is the 6 playing for fullback. A few positional changes to the Penrith Panthers. This is Luke Catewell. 0-0 here in the VB New South Wales Cup. Round 9, live and exclusive on Bar Television. Coming live from Cessnock in the Hunter Valley. Mosley giving it away to Campbell Gillard. Strong run. Put away there by Dylan Harton. Mosley. The 16 is Cartwright. This is Smith. Very agile and fast player. Junior club in seasons gone by. West Newcastle when he was growing up here. Back there now to the 15 in Foster. This will be a tester. Who will come down with it? Ball was on the ground. And referee here this afternoon will give the ball back to the Newcastle Knights. 15 metres out from their own goal line, Stu. Not a bad start for the Penrith Panthers. Pretty controlled effort.
Yeah, so far so good for the Penrith Panthers. They've got through their sets, getting to the kick. I'd just like to see them put a bit more pressure on the kick chase. Put on pressure on the wingers out there, and especially when you've got Nabuli on the left there.
0-0. 5 minutes gone. The 30 is Toka Licky. 22 years of age. Ball played back on the halfway line. The Knights spinning it around. This is Braden William. Close to going into the eastern touchline. 40 metres away, the Knights. 0-0 on the BarTV scoreboard. This is Michael Steele.
Good. That's a tackle. Kick is clear.
Last tackle. Pressure. No pressure in the end at all. For the 6, Luke Capewell diffused the bomb. Comes down with it. Now the Panthers. What have they got in their attacking repertoire here tonight? Coming off their own 20-metre line they are. As we approach the 6th minute mark of the clash. VB New South Wales Cup for season 2014. Live and exclusive tonight on BarTV. Coming live from Cessnock Sportsground as the Panthers on the 40 get a penalty.
You're going to a bear hug.
As the referee said, you just went in for a bear hug. We're in wine territory, not bear territory, as the first of many penalties going the way of the Penrith Panthers tonight. You've seen one of them there as the game unfolds, and they bang it into touch, Stu. So another real attacking opportunity for them. They're going to take the tap 30 metres out from the Newcastle line.
Yeah, early pressure here from the Panthers here. They're starting on the 30-metre line. Sam Anderson, a big hit up there, as he always does. He's a great chance for the Panthers to go right on the attack.
As we see now, Mosley gives it across to the 14, and Smith, been with the Panthers since 2007, captain of the Windsor Wolves in previous seasons as well. Overlap, couldn't quite get the pass out to the edge. 12 metres away. Mosley, ball's on the ground. Could that be tackle count restarted? That's exactly what the referee has ordered. Campbell Gillard, ball's on the ground, dived on by Newcastle. Referee is calling this one up. Ball will go back though, Craig, to the Panthers here, 10 metres away from their own goal line.
Yeah, both sides are just sorting each other out, and back-to-back sets now by Penrith. You'd expect them to capitalise on this little bit of possession, but still pretty happy with the way the Knights have got some good line speed and putting numbers around the football. So pretty tight contest at the moment.
Of course, here we go. See the Panthers attacking again. The 19 is with the football for the Penrith Panthers, and that is Blake. Late inclusion into the Penrith Panthers squad. Another penalty to the Panthers here. Well, it's all been Penrith in the penalty department. Let's see what they do. Will they bang it into touch? That's what Luke Capewell says. One of the quiet achievers in the Penrith Panthers squad. Junior days at South Sydney, the Gold Coast and the Broncos. The 12 is Anthony Sherrington. Takes a tackle of Licky. Ball played back. Mosley. On it comes to Campbell Gillard. One of the hardest hitters off the line. Junior Kangaroo as well in 2013. The Panthers, an overlap out wide. Nagama can't get to the ball. And it goes over his head and into touch. They looked impressive, but just couldn't quite finish it off.
Yeah, that was a pretty iffy pass there from Bryce Cartwright. If he found his man properly with Edo Nabuli, he might well have gone in the corner, but the pass was a pretty poor one, and even someone as tall as Nabuli couldn't reach that one.
Well, last week the Penrith Panthers defeated the New Zealand Warriors, as this is how it unfolded on the last tackle. That's the pass that just went too high for Nagama and the former Knight in the Penrith Panthers jersey, the 2014 round 9 of the New South Wales Cup. Live from the Cessnock Sportsground. We're in Go in the Land as the Knights out to the 40-metre line, spinning it through their middle of the park. 0-all. The Knights out towards the 40. Licky did well. Look at him run. Offloading 2. Over the halfway line they go through Matt Minto. The Rockhampton product. Third game back from knee injury. As the Knights losing it. A knock on here. 5 metres inside the Panthers' half. So a few nerves from both sides in the opening encounters.
Yeah, both sides are showing a willingness to shift the ruck, coming out of yardage, which is always a positive sign. You just can't just go one out in this competition, but pretty impressed with Licky. I think Peter Mulholland's done a great job. He's gone and found the biggest man I've ever seen out of New Zealand and brought him to Newcastle. So I'm looking for big things from him.
Big in stature, big in heart, Licky. He's only 22 years of age, carrying a bit of weight. Any opposition that'll try and put him down, good luck to you. This is the 10 in Regan Campbell-Gillard. Represented the Junior Kangaroos last season. Back through the back line again. This is Bryce Cartwright. Kieran Mosley offloading, going himself. Now Kieran Mosley guided the under-20s to a premiership last year and also made the Junior Kangaroos as the Panthers peppering the Knights line. Ball's on the ground. Newcastle come away with it through their number 2 in Josh Mantellato. Now with the ball is Pat Matautai. Runs to Sam Anderson. 11 minutes of the match gone. Cessnock Sportsground. Brenton Horwood, the lock forward for the Knights. Penalty to Newcastle. 20 short of halfway.
Yeah, the Knights are showing a lot of enthusiasm in defence. I think they're doing a great job. They're rushing up on the edges and just putting a little bit of pressure on Penrith, who've got a willingness to try and get on the outside of them. I still think they look a lot better when they just roll through the middle, through Campbell, Gillard. I think they look a lot better there, and they just got to establish that front foot before they go sideways.
Western Suburbs Rosella's premiership winning coach for the last few seasons, Craig Miller, in the commentary box here for BarTV tonight. Nathan Smith says you're going down now, and that's exactly what he's been able to achieve. The Knights, through their big bopper. Licky's close, rolls over and scores. Great try. Licky. New Zealand Kiwi, Auckland born. He knows how to go all the way here at Cessnock.
Yeah, that was a great try, and it was a penalty that got him out of trouble, and then they've gone down there and played some footy and then put the big man on this right edge, and he's pretty hard to stop one-on-one. I think the Penrith defender did a fair job of trying to get down low. There was no point trying to take him over the top, and it was a good try from the Knights.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he's certainly targeting Licky down that Penrith left edge there. Nathan Smith's already having a bit of a hard time dealing with him. We just watched the play here on the replay now. We go from dummy half, finds his man here, Licky on the outside. Will Smith it is that actually misses the tackle, and the man on the inside there, Cherrington, just can't quite get there in time to stop the big man from crashing over out wide.
Well, we just spoke about the prospects of Toka Liki going on to representing in the in the National Rugby League. And so far, so good for him. Great prospect for Rick Stone. Certainly cementing his squad, his position in the squad, and hoping to go into first grade for the Newcastle Knights. Here's Josh Mantellato from the touchline, bringing it back around. It's a ripper. Great kick by Josh Mantellato. So we've had 10 minutes of the first half here in the New South Wales Cup. Newcastle leading by 6 points to 0. And Josh Mantellato, no stranger as well to the first grade of the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, no, he's a quality, just a quality person, Josh. He's toiled away. He's got his opportunities from the Wyong Roos, and has been at the Knights for a few years now. And I still think he's probably one of the best goal kickers in any competition. He turns 4 into 6 most times, which is pretty important.
Hayden Smith with the ball for Newcastle. 30 metres away from their own line. Newcastle Knights coming out of the northern end, running left to right on the screen. As we see now, Waddell offloading the Knights to the halfway line. This is Mitchell Steele. Back to Licky, the try scorer for the Knights. To his feet when his body weight allows him to. Here's the big up and under off the boot of Tyler Rendell. Pressure, no pressure in the end at all for Etu Nabuli from the Penrith Panthers before the defence comes through, led there by Michael Dobson. 20 metres out from his own line, Stu.
Yeah, just noticing there in the program a bit of a number change from the Panthers. Edo's actually in jersey number 5 with Kevin Nagrama out on here on the right wing on number 2 now.
As we see now, the Panthers continuing to go towards the middle of the park. Live coverage on BarTV. New South Wales Cup. As the Panthers trailing in the early stages of this one by 6 points to 0. As the Panthers now inside the Knights territory by 5 metres.
Kickers clear, tackle.
Kick goes along the ground, heading towards the in goal. Cut off there by Minto. Gives it away to Mantellato. Talk about experience to give that pass away in a pressure cooker situation there, and he did it at ease. This is Pat Matautai, younger brother of Chanel, of course, in jersey 5 for the Newcastle Knights here tonight at Cessnock. Approaching the 20th minute of the match. Speaking of his brother, that is him now. Chanel Matautai could be a bit winded in that tackle as he's coming outside his own 20-metre line. Trainers go in here to see exactly what happened to the Knights winger. Of course, a hat-trick of tries in round 1 against Penrith. Matautai. He'll be looking to go, well, 4 better today in this clash, as he'll stay out there as the Knights continue to run it out to their 30-metre line. 6 points to 0 here on BarTV. Out to the 40 they come, the Knights. 5th on the ladder, Newcastle coming into this contest. Off the boot there of Michael Dobson. Spent 5.5 years as well over in the English Super League with Wigan and Hull and Catalana as well. Was able to find the touchline on this occasion. Great kicking game from the number 7, Michael Dobson, and we'll see that tonight. And that is the pure example of what he has got as far as his kicking game goes. Knows it, you know, when to put it into touch, give his side a bit of a break, and that's exactly what he was able to do there. Angle it towards the touchline, and he was able to find it. So the Panthers, once more, will be forced to bring it off their own goal line. Time off here as a Newcastle Knight player in background up the other end of the field, just awaiting to come off. We'll pick up his number plate shortly. But it's time off here. No Nathan Ross for the Newcastle Knights, who would have went around in the number 1 jersey, but a great replacement though in Matt Minto at the back. As we mentioned, only his 3rd game back for the Knights since a knee injury.
Just looking down there, Pete, is that actually Chanel Matatui coming off?
Chanel's coming off there. You're quite right there, Stu, as the play gets back underway. Back to the Panthers as they approach the 30-metre line, their own end of the field. You'll hear the whistle. That's it from the referee. Another one going the way of the Penrith Panthers here. So 6-0. If you just tuned to BarTV's live and exclusive coverage tonight, thanks for tuning in across Sydney and across the globe. BarTV coming out of Newcastle. BarTV also broadcast the real NRL. Of course, the real NRL is the Newcastle Rugby League, the local comp up in this part of the world, up through the Hunter and the Coalfields. As now the Panthers taking it forward through Nathan Smith, captain of the Windsor Wolves in seasons gone by and been with the Panthers since 2007. Overlap to the right if they can execute their play. Panthers going down the touchline. Nagama comes into Minto, and Minto cannot get him. And Nagama scores for the Penrith Panthers. So it's 6-4. Kick to come from the touchline, Craig.
Yeah, quality finish from a quality player that was at the Knights last year, and we all know how quick he is and how he finishes it off. And he just that speed just makes defenders stop and come up with a bad decision. And it was a great finish, and just from the back of a penalty, just rocked up the field and just put some pressure. It's been a pretty tidy start from both sides, but 6-4 I think is a fair indication of the game so far. So if we look at the replay, Penrith start on the left-hand side and go cross on a +2 play, and then just hit it out someone out the back, and then we just create a one-on-one, and he's just got too much speed, and then just holds the defence up, uses his strength, scores a quality football try.
Well, Blake got it out there to the try scorer in Kevin Nagama, and he'll love that as well. The former Newcastle Knight, plenty of athletic ability, Kevin Nagama, so he'd be quietly confident with how he's performed up against his former club. Last week, the Panthers defeated the New Zealand Warriors 36 points to 8. Week before that, the Sharks, too good on that occasion, 26 to 20. But they're back in this contest after 20 minutes here at Cessnock. The kick will come from right out on the touchline. Doesn't come much harder in the game of rugby league when you're right out on the chalk. And Will Smith with the kicking duties for the Panthers here tonight.
Hasn't got the greatest record in the world, Will Smith. 11 from 18 coming into this game.
But
and he hasn't improved on that record with missing him from the sideline. So the score remains Newcastle 6, Penrith 4 after 21 minutes.
BarTV, local Newcastle-owned company, broadcasting the VB New South Wales Cup tonight. BarTV Sports, of course, broadcast the entire real NRL, which is the Newcastle Rugby League competition, each week throughout the Hunter. Quite an easy concept, isn't it? Click on and watch your favourite team in the Rugby League. Could be the sign of the future down the track for live streaming. Definitely is the case here in the Newcastle Rugby League, thanks to BarTV. This is Campbell Gillard for the Panthers. Takes a tackle there of the 12 in Harton. Out to the 30 they come. Panthers trailing by 2 if you just tuned into the telecast. Through there, 12 in Sherrington, losing it forward.
Same as over there, guys. Loose ball carry.
Loose ball carry on that occasion. Knights opportunity here to start a fresh set and go well on the attack, Craig Miller. 40 metres out from the Penrith Panthers goal line.
Yeah, it's just a loose carry in the ruck there, and he's trying to look for an offload and get his arms above the defenders. It just got knocked down and just presents an opportunity. 50 metres out, middle of the field, perfect place to attack from. The Knights will go straight onto the attack here.
Harold Matthews, great result for the Newcastle Knights today as well, defeating the Penrith Panthers in the Harold Matthews Grand Final, 34 points to 4 earlier today at Leichhardt Oval. So the Knights' future looks bright. Harton not looking so bright there after that tackle. This is Waddell inside the 20. Knights up by 2. Randell. Quick play the ball in the gap. Can he get it back? No. Offloading the pass is Elias. Now he's down. 15 metres out from the Penrith line. Waddell gives it across to Dobson. On it comes now to Steele. Heavy defence by the Panthers. Waddell round the bootlaces did well. Panthers come away with it. Force back in goal. It's going to be a goal line dropout here. More pressure coming up on the line of the Penrith Panthers.
Yeah, it's a good finish to the set from a quality halfback, as you would expect. But just noticed that Penrith just upped the intensity in the defence in that set. So it was a really good defensive set. So they're going to have to do it again. And as we know, back-to-back sets usually result in a result. So they'll have to come up with another strong defensive set to hold out the Knights.
The Knights off to a good start. Rick Stone will be very happy with his team's performance thus far. 16 minutes out from half-time. Yep. They did get a towel up last weekend, though, against the Wentworthville Magpies. They let in 50 points against them. As we see now, the commentary team on display, bringing you the live coverage of the match. Peter Jolly, Stu Moses and Craig Miller, the real NRL coach of the Western Suburbs Rosellas in the local competition here, as the Penrith Panthers resume play. Well, they're not in any rush, are they? Not the best kick, but it has got distance along the ground, out to the 45-metre mark, and on the bring back come the Knights. To the 30-metre line they come. The Knights, which way will they work it this time? They work it to the left-hand side. This is Dobson, back on the inside. It comes. Peppering the Penrith Panthers goal line. Randell goes himself, looking, offloading. Harton, can he flick it? Says no, I might lose it though. Out the back, was it helped? It was. Penalty to Newcastle. 10 metres out. Well, the 16 was the culprit, Bryce Cartwright. Had his hand in there. So tackle count has recommenced. Dylan Harton with the ball for Newcastle. Waddell offloading. They're going close. 4 metres away from the goal line. Held up. Short they are by a metre. Playing the ball back now. It comes through the back line. Randell goes himself. Gap closes. Waddell back then now to Dobson. He's got it again. Overlap out wide. Batted it away. Did it go forward? William. Referee has said play on. It went all backwards, as you can hear in the background. Dobson. Horwood. Strong tackle there by the Panthers. Led there by Ben Murdoch-Marcilla. Ball played back. Waddell. The 15 is Hayden Smith. Changeover, as it was the last. Stu, not the quite right tactic there from the Newcastle Knights on the last play.
No, I certainly would have been looking for my halfback to roll the ball into the in-goal area, at least on the last tackle there, and try and get another repeat set at the very least. Penrith certainly let off the hook there.
Craig, if you were the coach of the VV New South Wales Cup, how do you see the first 27 minutes of this one so far?
Yeah, pretty tight. Both sides are just working through their sets as you expect, and just waiting for the other side to give them an opportunity. So there's plenty of intensity out there, and there is a really contest we've got here, a high quality game.
Contact's fine.
This is Anderson. Mosley gives it away to Smith. And it comes now. And the Panthers are inside the Knights half by 5. Playing the ball there is Campbell Gillard. They're going to kick off the boot of Bryce Cartwright. Tester out there for the Knights, but they do not have any problems at all taking that football into his possession there. That was Matt Minto. Rockhampton product, born and raised up there. Queenslander. As now, the Knights through Braden William. On it comes now to Josh Mantellato. NRL debut in 2013. What an appearance that was. A try and 3 goals. Wyong Jr. And also the highest point scorer in the 2012 New South Wales Cup competition. So he knows how to score points. That was flat. Referee said play on. No, he hasn't. He's got the touch judge call. So he's called it up here. And if you ever want to see an advertisement for a forward pass, that was it.
Yeah, geez, I thought it was flat, but they probably can see things better than me. The Cessnock, I'm sure, will be investing in a few more lights here if we have too many more night games. But that error wasn't required with 10 to go. Penrith will roll straight onto the attack, and hopefully they don't... I'm showing my true colours here. I hope they don't have to pay for that costly mistake.
Well, candles by candlelight might have come early to the Cessnock Sportsground. Craig Miller's after a candle. As we see now, the Panthers inside the Knights' 40-metre line. As we see now them to the edge. This is where they're working it. It's been effective out here for them. This is Wenka Blake. Late inclusion into the Panthers squad for this match. The gap is there, Anderson, but the gap closed just as quickly as it opened. Mosley, on it comes. Cartwright, up the middle they go. Foster. Last tackle now for Penrith. They're going to kick it in the in-goal area. Minto sees it go too deep. It'll result back out to the 20 for a tap restart.
It's probably a poor kick on a good set. One of the things that you do get the luxury of at Cessnock is a nice deep in goal. So there's no reason why you shouldn't get that repeat set there. It just needed to be executed better.
As the Knights, 10 minutes out from half-time here at Cessnock. BarTV, Newcastle born and bred television live streaming provider. Live streaming the real NRL and also tonight the VB New South Wales Cup across Australia. And wherever you may be listening, we welcome you to our telecast across the world as well. I know we've got listeners and viewers in France, Zurich, also tuning into this broadcast, and across the ditch in New Zealand, supporting Licky Licky, of course. All his relatives are still back there, tuning into this broadcast and telecast tonight. Live streamed from the Cessnock Sportsground. Great facility. Pretty much reminisce of the Western Sportsground in St Mary's. Pretty much similar to that. Capacity up around 5,000-6,000. As we see the Knights looking good through Luke Catewell. Put away there by Pat Matautai. 8 minutes out from the break. Can they advance their scoreboard lead, their scoreboard margin in this set? The Knights continuing to edge to the left. Here's the kick into the in-goal area. It was touched and it may have went dead. It does go dead. It was helped. So we're going to see another goal line dropout here. More pressure coming up for the Panthers. Newcastle get the football back with 8 minutes remaining in the contest in the first half. Rick Stone in the adjacent box. Looks quite happy so far. Of course, Rick Stone joined our commentary team in round 1 of the real NRL. That day it was the Seagulls in the local comp and Central. He was a part of our telecast. No doubt he'll be back when it can be achievable for him on BarTV. As we see now, the Knights bring it back through Togatasi in 27. Applying the pressure once more, the Newcastle Knights in this set. Randell back to Bentupu. Upended from Nathan Smith. Waddell. When it comes to Dobson, the Knights to the 10-metre line. Playing the football there was the 14 in Redmond. Dobson out the back. Where will it come this time? They pepper the winger. And Josh Manolato plays it back. When it comes to Minto, back it comes to Togatasi. A metre short. Last tackle. They go from dummy half. Waddell losing it over the line. So close, yet so far.
Yeah, it's nearly come up with a try there. I think if they had gone through the hands the play before, they probably would have gone up with a better result. But we've got Chad Redmond out on the field at the moment. Just give the West Rosellas another rap. There's another West Junior out on the football field, so it's been a great nursery for the Newcastle Rugby League and a few blokes at Penrith from West. So yeah, we're doing our job developing future NRL stars.
This is the replay. As we approach the 40-minute mark, which will be half-time. Of course, in the Newcastle Rugby League competition, Craig Miller's boys are up against Souths tomorrow in the Newcastle Rugby League as the Panthers see a gap. To his feet there, Mosley. When it comes to Moss, 44 metres away from the Newcastle line. Catewell spinning it through the back line. Out it comes, and they drop down. Blake was on the ground. Change over as it was the last tackle.
Yeah, they've got a willingness to toss it on the last there a couple of times. They've ran it on the last, so it's obviously on the tip sheet to get on the outside with the Knights. Wingers dropping way back. They're trying to look for that channel on the outside, but the Knights are awake to it that side, and it's probably a lost opportunity just to build some pressure and roll it into the corners. But we've got another injury. We've had a few injuries tonight, and it's stopped the play a little bit, and both sets of benches have been pretty busy.
That looks like number 9, Kieran Mosley, down there at the moment with a lower leg injury. The trainer's just attending to him at the moment, and hopefully he'll be okay and able to continue in the game. In fact, we're just seeing the signal there from the trainer. May not be good at all. He's just waved his arms there. It looks like he might have to come off.
Well, they're dropping like flies, the Penrith Panthers. Isaac John, if you just tuned to the telecast, went down in the opening stages. We believe it is a right ankle to Isaac John. And now it looks like another key player, their hooker, in Kieran Mosley, will no longer be in this contest as well.
Yeah, well, they've served some couple of blows here in this first half, so the lose is 7-9 in any game of football is always very, very difficult. So you just got to rock back into your defensive sets, and when you lose your playmakers, you've got to grind the wind out, and I'm sure that's what they'll be talking about with 5 minutes, and I'm sure they'll want to regather themselves and have a chat about it, how they restructure it all at half-time.
Well, before the clash commenced, it's fair to say that Penrith were pretty much at near full strength. But Isaac John and now their hooker coming off the field. Not good signs for the Panthers, as now the Knights 40 metres away from their own goal line. Advancing it again towards halfway. 5 minutes out from half-time. Travis Waddell offloading. And of course, Waddell, Indigenous All-Stars player in all years gone by. What was 2010, 11, 12 and 13. Also played a bit in the Queensland Cup. Made his first grade debut, Waddell, back with the Raiders in round 3 in 2009. Speaking of him, he's got the ball now offloading to Togatasi. Takes a tackle there of Sam Anderson. Offloading again. Pat Matayutai's got his winger. Utai down to the 10. Takes a tackle there of Napuli. Back to Dobson. Ball's anyone's. Plucked out of the air brilliantly there by Wanker Blake from the Panthers. 10 away from his own goal line. 4 minutes out from halftime. BarTV. Live and exclusive coverage of VB New South Wales Cup. Coming from the Cessnock Sportsground in the heart of wine territory up here in the Hunter Valley. Tremendous new infrastructure getting up here to Cessnock too with the opening of the Hunter Expressway, which goes right past pretty much the complex here. Now the 8 for the Panthers is Sam Anderson.
Hold the 10, hold the 10.
Panthers trailing by 2 inside the 40. The kick's going to come. Minto gives the pass away. Yes, you could see that coming to Josh Manolato. Got speed to Boone. Takes the tackle. About 15 metres out from his own goal line where the Knight will play the football back to the 3 in Braden William. And his easy meet there for Nathan Smith, the Panther. They come up quickly, but that didn't quite go the way that the Panthers intended it to. I think that was Campbell Gillard in that intended tackle. Back there now to the Knights. Inching towards the halfway line. Playing the football they go. Over the halfway line they scamper. Waddell looking on the ground. He'll look no further. Ball played back when Smith gets off him. Tyler Randell away to Dobson. Here's the big up and under. Again, superb catch at the back. And Stu, the Panthers, they're diffusing anything that the Knights throw at them as far as big kicks to the air here tonight.
Yeah, the likes of Kevin Nguama, now Kieran Moss at the fullback role. They're doing a great job taking those crossfield kicks and aerial bombs from Michael Dobson. And at the moment, this game's really developed into a real arm wrestle as we approach half-time.
Okay, that's the Panthers as we approach half-time. Trailing by 4. The Panthers, the Knights. So far, well, it's been a tight tussle. Both sides, not much in it. Here's a penalty just before half-time. And I guess if you're Rick Stone, that could be a coach breaker.
Yeah, he'll just want him to, he'll back his troops and he'll be wanting to defend this set. But, little opportunities are going to be big opportunities tonight because neither side's giving anything away. So I just think a little error or a penalty against the flow could be the difference between the two football sides, because we're two football sides that are very equal in ability and willingness out there, and this will be a pretty important set.
Playing the ball slowly. I think there might have been a little of a fumble. That's exactly what has happened. Right on the 40-metre line. We might have the chance to have a look at the replay there, right there, of that fumble. He was just getting to his feet there, the big number 18 in Latu from the Penrith Panthers, and he just hasn't been able to put his foot to the ball to play it back. This is the replay. Let's have a look at exactly what actually happened. Well, he was just trying to get to the ball and play it just too quickly there, Craig.
Yeah, look, I think the responsibility has to go to the person playing the ball for the ball control. Too often that we worry about hands on the ball and everything. I think we need to get back to making sure that the person playing the ball does his job properly first.
The Knights, 20 seconds away from half-time. Is this the lost ball which will result in a penalty? That's exactly what has happened. So you hit the trigger for 2 points here, or do you take the tap? You go for goal.
Yeah, you definitely do. You take your 2 points and you go and have a breather. It's a tight game and 2 points could be the difference in the end. So they've done exactly what I'd expect them to do.
Don't go anywhere at halftime. We've got all the highlights coming up on BarTV. It's been a big day up here at Cessnock. A big double header right here on BarTV. Telecasting the Cessnock Goannas. in the earlier match up against the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys. Cessnock too good in that match. But we're in for a tight one in the VB New South Wales Cup here unfolding. As Mantolato right in front, 30 metres out, strikes it, looks good off the boot. He's got it. 8 points to 4 at half-time in favour of the Newcastle Knights in the VB New South Wales Cup. And that is half-time. Thoughts of the first 40, Craig?
Yeah, a tight tussle. We're in an arm wrestle with two quality football sides, as you would expect. I think 8-4 is probably a true reflection on who's in front at the moment. I probably thought the Newcastle Knights have probably just been a little bit more patient and taken their opportunities on the back of a first-class kicking game, and I think that probably the kicking game's been the difference in the two sides. At the moment, I just think Penrith have probably been a little bit impatient in taking their opportunities, but to saying that, I'm looking forward to another tough 40 minutes.
It's been a quality first half on both sides, really. But if you're Coach Rick Stone, you've got to be really happy with your team's effort in the first half. Penrith's probably shaded them in terms of possession and territorial advantage, yet I think Penrith's their problem tonight so far, and the reason why they're behind on the scoreboard, is their impatience, their willingness to go to the outside fringes perhaps a little too often instead of going straight up the middle for the likes of Sam Anderson and Regan Campbell-Gillard. They look a lot better and a lot better structured when they do go straight up the middle against this Knights outfit. But so far, the spreads out to the right and the left fringes that have happened all too frequently, it's probably gone against them a little bit against a very disciplined Newcastle Knights defence at the moment.
Okay, well, that is half-time here on BarTV's live telecast of the VB New South Wales Cup. 8 points to 4. Thanks for tuning in, clicking on. Whether you're on the Herald webpage, the Advertiser, or the Mercury in Newcastle, we thank you for your contribution to making this a tremendous success for BarTV in season 2014. The home of rugby league is BarTV. Every match in the real NRL is covered right here. So for our audience in Sydney and wherever you may be clicking on, BarTV Sports is our Twitter hashtag. You can also check us out on Facebook at BarTV Sports as well. We're engaged with the viewer, so we really do enjoy feedback that we do receive here on BarTV Sports. Well, we might have a look at highlights of what we actually witnessed in the first half between the Knights and the Panthers, and this, Stu, was a forward pass. It could have been costly for the Knights if Kevin Nagama got his hand to the ball. He could have set sail, but unfortunately he just couldn't quite get it together, as you can see there. And this was another missed opportunity to Etu Nabuli. So they have had their chances, the Penrith Panthers, but just couldn't have been able to quite finishing it off.
Yeah, as I was saying before, they are taking their opportunities to go out to the wings pretty regularly, but I just think they need to be a little bit more patient, go straight up the middle and attack the Knights straight up there. What doesn't help them, though, is they have lost their 7-9 in the first half. Kieran Mosley, before he went off, was looking really good, coming out of dummy half at times, and his injury just leading into half-time is a real crucial blow. In saying that, Garth's got a pretty good side there, a lot of balance with the likes of Daniel Foster, who can probably cover in that role. But also, he does also have Bryce Cartwright playing out of position in the halves at the moment.
We're just rolling through the highlights of the first half, and Meta Utai here didn't quite look like it was going to be a happy night for him. Of course, he scored a hat-trick of tries in the round one fixture when the Knights played the Penrith Panthers. Newcastle victorious on that occasion by 24 points to 14. And the Panthers, well, in this set, they chanced their arm. They spun it through the back line and success came.
Well, this is the one time where the spread did actually work. It was a beautifully worked move there between Cartwright and Foster there. They managed to get it out to the Wacker Blake, who got on the outside of his man there in Pat Matautai, and then was able to provide a really good offload there to Kevin Naguama, and he was able to do the rest. Matt Minto wasn't able to stop him that close to the line.
And this was the denied try, fell short by a metre to Travis Waddell. Indigenous All-Stars player as well. The last 3 seasons, Waddell. Played a bit of Queensland Cup as well up in Queensland. But he also made his first grade debut against the Raiders back in 2009. So that pretty much sums up the first half here on BarTV. And the scoreboard is reading 8 points to 4. If you're the coach of the Panthers, Stu, what are you telling your challengers downstairs right now?
Well, they're not playing a bad game. Like, they're getting to their kick. They're completing 78% of their sets. They're dominating in terms of possession. I suppose the main thing is just patience, roll it up the middle, and then try and get some repeat sets and put some pressure on at the back end of your sets with some high kicks, particularly to Edo Nabuli. He's an attacking weapon out there on that left wing in the air. I haven't seen one kick go his direction at all tonight, and I would like to see perhaps the halves go that direction in the second half. Okay, well, the players have gone back to the tunnel, and a big weekend of rugby league already on BarTV as well. And, you know, you speak about, you know, we might just gauge ourselves off football for a moment. The technology that is available these days, Stu, in live streaming sport, it's just sensational. Who would have thought 5 years ago, let alone 10 years ago, let alone maybe 2 years ago, that you could actually stream live anywhere in the world, any ground, any venue, with live pictures and audio. Just a sensational effort by BarTV. I have to big credit to BarTV being able to provide this service for the people in the Newcastle area for their Newcastle competition, and credit to New South Wales Rugby League for actually allowing this game to go ahead, being streamed to a wider audience, allowing fans, not only the Knights but also the Penrith Panthers, to join us tonight and experience that live stream ability through the internet and be able to get live coverage of this game when otherwise it wouldn't normally be available. And of course the Penrith Panthers will be taking on the Canterbury Bulldogs next Friday night at Belmore Sportsground. So it's a great idea from the New South Wales Rugby League. So going back, you know, to the traditional homes such as Belmore. Yeah, that's the game I'm really looking forward to. Belmore Sportsground, an iconic sports ground from yesteryear in rugby league, the former home of the Canterbury Bulldogs in the NRL. I know every year when they play their trial game out there at the start of the season, they always get a great crowd out at Belmore. And Friday night football at Belmore, a little bit odd, the 6 o'clock kickoff time. I'm not too sure what the reasoning is for that, given that people will be trying to get home from work and that, but still great to have some night footy on a Friday night in the VB New South Wales Cup. All right, well, Hawkesbury Radio in Sydney will be broadcasting that match on radio next Saturday night, so that will be a sensational match to get involved in. But right now, the Newcastle Knights are taking on the Penrith Panthers. What we might do, we might take a short break here from the Cessnock Sportsground and come back with the next 80 minutes of football. At half-time, Newcastle lead the Panthers by 8 points to 4.
And welcome back to VB New South Wales Cup. We're just about to get underway for the second half on BarTV. Newcastle Knights will get the football first. Juggling it, but they've done well there to hold on to the football. As we see now, that was Elias giving it across now to the 27 in Togatasi. As we see now, they go from dummy half, Waddell. The Knights, first set since the recommencement of the second half here, as Newcastle advance it towards the halfway line. What will they do? They've got options. This is Tyler Randell for the Knights. Here's the kick along the ground, angling towards touch, and it will find it 21 metres away from the Panthers line. We might see the stats of the first half. Here's Stu Moses.
Well, Newcastle 8, lead Penrith 4 at half time there. Try there to Newcastle's Toka Liki, and 2 goals from 2 attempts to Josh Manoletto. For the Panthers, a try to Kevin Naguama, with Will Smith missing his only conversion attempt. In the possession stakes, it's been Penrith 53, Newcastle 47, and in efficiency of possession, Penrith completing 14 and of 18 sets for 78%, while the Newcastle Knights have had 13 of 16 sets for 81% efficiency. Error count 5-4 to Newcastle, and a penalty count in favour of Penrith 4-3.
Of course, you'd be able to read about this game in Stu Moses' column for Rugby League News out throughout the week. Stu's the chief writer for the Rugby League News. We thank him for his contribution to our telecast tonight, along with real NRL coach Craig Miller. As we see now, the Panthers banging up the middle of the field. This is Sam Anderson. We'll come to Craig after this. Here's the kick. Tester out there for William if he can get to the football. And Newcastle diffuse the situation. Craig, 20 out from their own goal line.
Yeah, as you can tell by Stu's stats, we've got a tight game and some good quality numbers. So I expect both sides to continue that in the second half. But both coaches will be just looking for that intent in this next 10 minutes to get back into their job and go forward and build that pressure. And it looks like Newcastle are intent on shifting that ball and trying to capitalise and get on the outside. So I think Penrith are right in this contest. And we've got probably a lifting tackle.
Spot on there on Chad Redmond from the Newcastle Knights. 21 years of age. Junior Club Wests. Australian Schoolboys as well in 2010. As the Knights shoot it into touch. Real opportunity coming up for them. Inside the Panthers' territory. For the first time of the second half, Waddell awaits. Away it comes to the 7. Dobson out the back to Randell. Looking, probing, offloading. Matautai is with it. What can he do? He takes the tackle. 21 metres away, lining up with the ball. Come the Knights. Togatasi. Put away there by Daniel Foster. Of course, the captain of the Tongan side and last year's Holden Cup, as well as the Knights score. Newcastle go all the way. Well, you were thinking it could possibly happen with the momentum that they had behind them, and it has. First try of the second half for Newcastle. They lead 12-4.
Yeah, good intent by Newcastle. They're willing to toss the ball around, also go forward, and really impressed with Tyler Randell. I don't know much about him, but he's certainly a quality footballer, and he's very light on his feet and does things very quick. So it was a good try, and it's a good start to the half for the Knights.
Too easy there, Stu. Newcastle just went all the way. Now here's the replay. This is how it happened.
Yeah, just watch here as Newcastle on the attack, 10 metres out. Simple short pass there to the front rower, Ben Tupou, who's playing in the 11 jersey, and he just crashes over from close range. Far too easy there from Newcastle, and Penrith still look like they've just come straight out of the sheds.
Yeah, that's a pretty important one for me. Ben Tupou was supposed to be playing for South against me tomorrow. I'm glad to see him out there tonight. That means he's not playing tomorrow, so I'm pretty happy with that little pick up there from Stu.
I'm worried about you. Have you done all your research for tomorrow? It's a late night. It's a school night. You should be home, Craig.
Yeah, no, I think I'm up to being still up at 7 o'clock. So
Big Dog hasn't gone to bed yet. Here's the kick. It's a beauty from right in front. So the Newcastle Knights, can they keep this going? I guess that's the question.
Yeah, look, there's still plenty of time on the clock, but I think the Knights again showed a pretty strong intent, and I'm sure Rick alongside us here will be really happy with the way they started this half.
Well, welcome back to the Cessnock Sportsground. Newcastle leading the Penrith Panthers by 14 points to 4, and the Knights charging back off their own goal line. And this is Togatasi. They pick him up and try and wedge him down. Couldn't quite come off of them as the Knights now out to the 20-metre line. Nathan Smith gets off him. Comes now through the back line. Out to the 40. Looking to get the arm free. But Rendell says, no, I'm just going to take the tackle. Waddell over the halfway line. Runs to Daniel Foster. As we mentioned, captain of the last year's Holden Cup squad for the Panthers. Here's the kick. Dribbling along the ground. Fielded there by Kieran Moss. At the back for the Panthers. The 5 now. Nabuli. Well, what do you say about the Fijian fly? Unstoppable on the wing. Great speed, and he's got great mid-air antics as well when he's in full flight. That was flat. Referees call it.
I think he was lucky to get away with that one.
Play on. Panthers to the halfway line. The 8 is Sam Anderson. Down to the 40. Panthers trailing by 10. This is the 6 in Capewell. In between the fullback and the winger. Back goes Minto. Looks up, gives it away to Mentalato. And bang. 15 away from his own goal line. 7 minutes of the second half gone here. Newcastle up by 10. BarTV, live and exclusive with the New South Wales Cup, live streaming across the globe tonight. As the 25 for the Knights takes it forward in James Elias. 27 is Togatasi. Van Murdoch-Masilla. Around the top. Waddell. Knights up the middle they come. Stripped, if you've ever seen one there. And the referee will give this the way that we were able to see it. Big strip. And there you go. You could just see there the signal of the strip. So the penalty to the Knights right on the halfway line. 8 minutes gone, second half. Knights lead 14-4.
Yeah, this will put the Knights straight on the attack, which I'm seeing indicators here at the ruck's just starting to get a little bit quicker, and you start to see Waddell and Randall start to jump out and take some control. So Penrith just got to keep controlling that ruck because it's just starting to get a little bit quick.
Togatasi on his back. Waddell. On it comes to Chad Redman. Well played, Waddell. Togatasi takes 3 of them to put him down. Travis Waddell again. Back to the right. Randall goes himself. Offloads. Quick hands. Mentalato. Back to Matautai. 4 metres out from the Panthers line. Newcastle with the football. Overlap. Mentalato. Denied. And held in the tackle. Last as well. They keep going to the edge. The ball's on the ground. They've lost momentum. They've lost territory. It's the last tackle. Turnover back to the Panthers there, Craig.
Yeah, probably a poor option on the last. I went down that negative side, and I don't think that's what was required. We need to come back to the post and roll it in for a bit of pressure. But again, I think Penrith have got somebody down with a bit of a problem, so they're really copying this injury toll at the moment.
Yeah, Tia Khalifi on his back, coming up from the Windsor Wolves in the New South Wales Cup. Been with them for quite a number of seasons. Here's the replay of the incident coming up. BarTV replays. Just got in the wrong spot, I think.
Yeah, I think he just come in for a second man in assistance, and I think the Knights player might have fell on his ankle. So they've had a few ankle injuries here tonight. I don't know if they've been taped up or not, but it seems to be a pretty common theme out there tonight.
Yeah, it certainly does. And funnily enough, Fayapuna Tia Khalifi had a lower leg injury pre-season in the trial against Newtown, and it's only been his third game back from that injury, and it'd be a real shame to see if he's got to come off again with an ankle injury at Cessnock tonight.
We've got Licky, my favourite player, coming back out on... I did a bit of research for years at half-time, and they tell me he's only 110 kilos. I think someone was telling me a porky, but... you know, I really look forward when he gets out there, things start to happen.
Keep an eye on the 30. Did you say Porky? Oh, no.
No,
that's
well,
his nickname.
Yeah, well, at 110, I think it might be his nickname.
The Panthers out to the 40-metre line. As Stu will rattle off a few more stats throughout the telecast as the Panthers now go down the touchline. Look at them go. They've got support heading into field. That's what they had to do, and that's what they did do. 12 metres away. Moss. Middle of the field. This is Daniel Foster. 15 metres away from the Newcastle line. There's no dummy half. Well, in the game of VB New South Wales Cup, no one can find a dummy half.
Well, that's just a byproduct of having your 7 and 9 out injured, and when that happens, other people have got to step up, and they quite don't know what their role is, and you know, that's just suffering from those injuries they're getting, and that might cost them. But the play prior to that down this right-hand side by Penrith were exactly what I think they're trying to achieve, and you know, trying to get on the outside with some athletes. They haven't done that too well tonight, but I can see why they will keep trying.
And of course, those on the edge, Itinabuli and Kevin Agama. That would be the call. Try to get it out to those speedsters at every opportunity, because it's not just working for them up the middle, is it?
There's Porky Licky. He just made a 20-metre run on his first stint back from the bench, and I think that go forward might really make sure that the Knights get home tonight.
Waddell, valuable metres from dummy half. The Knights on a roll. Here he is again. Licky. Down to the 10. Hard to put away. Plays the football. Back to Randall. One better. Dobson. Dobson sees a gap. Steps. And met by Latu. Plays the football. Waddell. Minto. Kick to the end goal area. And Kevin Agama has to batter it over the dead ball line. So a goal line drop out for the Panthers. Newcastle get to the football back, Stu, and we've had 12 minutes of the second half.
And in those 12 minutes, it's been all Newcastle so far. They've hardly put a foot wrong in possession, and Penrith just can't buy a set of 6 at the moment. They've only had use of the ball 3 times to Newcastle's 8 so far, and it's really starting to tell defensively on the Panthers. They're really looking stretched at the moment, and it wouldn't surprise if they concede another try here.
Without Isaac John, not looking the best for Panthers fans. Of course, Isaac John represented over there for the Kiwis, coming back here to play, but he only played a minute and a half and he's off the field injured. Bit of a dust up. They wanted to let them go, but they knew what the result of that quite possibly could have been.
Yeah, that's just a sign of frustration, and as Stu said, I think that's also an indication that they might be starting to feel the pinch and Brendan Horwood, he's really impressed me with his leg speed. He gets at him quick, and he's an athlete of the future.
Brendan Horwood coming over here to have a listen to our referee with Michael Dobson. Referee just calling over the Penrith Panthers here. We'll try and go in and have a listen.
Oh, well, they'll be just talking about what they normally talk about, and nobody really cares, and we'll just get on with it. So, you know, I'm sure that with Josh in front with the ball in his hand, they're going to take the 2 points.
Yeah. Back further.
14 points to 4. This will give them out to a 12-point margin. Would that be your instruction, Craig, if you're in charge of this side? Would you have just kept the pressure going?
Look, I think with a goal kicker in front, I'd take the 2. I think they could have done either option. I would have been happy with both, but I think they're pretty confident with the way they're playing at the moment. And Penrith probably would be happy with this. They're getting a breather, and the Knights are going to go back and reload, but I'd certainly be taking the 2.
Thoughts there from Craig Miller, the real NRL Western Suburbs Rosellas coach in the Newcastle Rugby League. Craig and his Rosellas looking at eyeing off a hat-trick of titles at the end of this season. The kick's a beauty from Mantelato's boot. So 13 minutes elapsed. Second half, Knights 16, Panthers 4. And we're live here tonight at the Cessnock Sportsground. Your telecast of the VB New South Wales Cup Rugby League. Stu Moses as well, the chief writer from the Rugby League News and game analyst on Hawkesbury Radio. In the box tonight as well as Licky. He only knows one thing, and that's what you see there. Run it forward and just make valuable metres. Now the Knights on tackle 2. This is Harton playing the ball. Waddell, on it comes now to Horwood. He's out to the halfway line. Back to comes to Waddell, across to Dobson. The Knights over the halfway line to the 40-metre line. Cartwright over the top from the Panthers. Dobson. Minto. Horwood. Upended by Daniel Foster and Tia Khalifi. Here's the kick. Moss. Oh, well, where is he? He's not going to get to the ball. They've lost the football. Nabuli went straight through him. Luckily, the fullback was there in Kieran Moss to get to the ball. And now, this is Kevin Nagama. Takes the tackle there of James Elias as the Panthers towards the 30-metre line. With the ball on that occasion again. To Nabuli. As you said, great prospect from Fiji. Unstoppable on the wing. Up the middle, Regan Campbell-Gillard.
It's been all too rare tonight, that up the middle play from the Panthers, particularly Regan Campbell-Gillard, who really looks strong every time he runs the ball.
Catewell puts it on the toe again. Lost ball, play on. Oh, they've fumbled it. If they were able to hold on to the ball there, the Panthers, they would have went all the way to score. Let's have a look at that on the replay. That's how you don't cough up a football. But unfortunately, circumstances like this sometimes happen.
Yeah, well, I think a little opportunity like that is exactly what Penrith need. And Campbell's taken it upon himself to put the little kick through, and it nearly come off, and it wasn't cleaned up by the Knights. So I think Penrith probably need an ounce of luck tonight. They haven't had too much, so hopefully for this scrum they can build some pressure and get themselves back in the game.
Well, this is how it happened on the replay. And Nabuli quite able to get the ball in his possession, but the Panthers have it through Regan Campbell-Gillard. Junior Kangaroo from 2013. The Panthers looking to get back into the match. Cartwright sends it away. Murdoch, Masilla. 4 metres out. Plays it back. Cartwright waiting anxiously. Through the arms again. Which way will they go? Short ball. Was the player taken without the ball? No, says the referee. Picked up by as Craig Miller nicknamed him. Big Porky at the back. The 30, of course, in Toka Licky. But unfortunately for the Panthers, they just couldn't quite put it together.
I will say, when he's out there, he doesn't walk. He's got plenty of work ethic in him. I don't know what his minutes are like, but when he's out there, he's certainly giving plenty of touches and works really hard in defence. So I'm very impressed with the size of him. Obviously, in the leg speed, but his condition isn't as bad as it looks. He works really hard.
As the Knights go out to their 15-metre line, edging out of their own goal line area they are. Tackle 2 on the 20. 20 minutes remaining in this contest. BarTV, live and exclusive tonight, with Craig Miller, Stu Moses and Peter Jolly in the commentary box. Inside the 40, but it's gone outside the touchline on the full. So turnover back to the Panthers, 30 metres out from the Knights' goal line. We have to see something from the Panthers, Craig, and this set is what we need to see from them.
Yeah, that's the little turning point, if there's going to be one. I'm sure Stoney next door is just about to... he has been pretty calm, but that's not the kick we wanted coming out of yardage. I don't know what went through his mind then with a crossfield chip kick that went out. It's Newcastle-like tonight, and they need to defend this error.
Scrum will go down as it's not the last tackle. So let's see what the Panthers have got here. They're attacking through Nabuli. Going forward now through one of the hardest hitters and carriers of the ball in Regan Campbell-Gillard in the New South Wales Cup. Panthers losing it. Ball's on the ground. Referee giving a penalty, Stu, to the Penrith Panthers.
Yeah, it looked like he was just marginally taken without the ball there. It wasn't the greatest of passes, but it did look like he was taken high and just before he got the ball. So Penrith gets a fortunate penalty there. Go on the attack again, and geez, they do need some repeat sets to start putting some pressure on this Newcastle defence.
Is it all about to start for the Panthers in this set of 6? Anthony Sherrington. Mosley awaits short to Nathan Smith. 4 away. Mosley. Short ball again. They know how to throw those short passes. This is a miraculous ball out the back. Nabuli did well. His speed and his height was able to, more his height, to get that ball back in his possession. Capewell. Back to Marcella. Still going. Marcella. He'll go close. He'll score. Marcella's under the post. We said they needed to score, and they have. Is this the game about to rejuvenate itself for the Penrith Panthers?
Certainly is, and we can track it back to that poor kick and then a penalty, and they've taken their opportunity. You know, the Knights probably just didn't want that. They needed to repel that couple little sets there, but I think we got game on.
That was a particularly great run from Ben Murdoch-Masila there. The play took us back to the middle from the left, where Murdoch's just stormed onto the pass here from about, if we just watch the play here, spreads it back to, and now back inside to Murdoch-Masila. He's taken through 1, 2, just keeps going. This is the sort of play that Penrith really needs on the back of Ben Murdoch-Masila. Just go forward through this pack. That's been their best option all night, and there he goes, storms over and plunges the score underneath the post and gets Penrith right back in this game.
Bulldozing effort, just went straight through the whole concrete wall of the Newcastle Knights.
I think that's the special effort it's going to require tonight when they've lost their 7 and 9. They're not going to go around them. They're going to have to go through them, and their big men up the middle are going to have to lead the charge in the next 20 minutes. But very impressed with Campbell-Gillard. Like to see him get behind the markers a little bit more. He looks for that offload too much for me, and if he had just squared himself up and got him on the front foot, I'm sure that there's still got some points in him.
Will Smith from right in front. Nails this one over. We have a ripper unfolding in the last 18 minutes. 16-8. About to make it 16 points to 10. Touch judges, flags go up. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be in for a humdinger of a finish due here on BarTV.
Just depends on how much ball the Panthers can get in this last 20 minutes of the game. If they can get a fair share of the ball, this game could be anything. But if Newcastle continue with getting the ball that they've been getting in the first 20, they should go on with it. But let's see if the Panthers can get some repeat sets going and get some territorial advantage back into their game.
The Panthers on the bring back. Kevin Nagama, 10 metres away from his own goal line. Trailing by 6. We just get a feeling if they can get a bit of possession, they do have the speedsters, as we alluded to, on the edge to get them back into this contest. And additionally, the forwards up the middle as well. Playing the football. Back to the 9 in Moseley. They've got a bit of spring in their step. Offloading the ball. Marcella, he got the ball away. They're going to close to scoring. They go all the way. Wanker Blake, he gets Penrith back into the contest. Underneath the post. Oh, when the replay comes up, this will be an absolute sensational one to observe and watch.
I've got to give myself, Stu, a rap here. We spoke about them just trying to dominate that middle, and if you go back to the 2 runs preceding that try, is exactly what Campbell, Gillard, they got us on the front foot, come up with the offload, and they've squared themselves up and they've got themselves straight back in the game because they've got quality finishes on the edges. So as soon as those big forwards rolled forward, Stu, we go under the post. So there's no secret on what needs to be done.
Well, that's been the tactics been calling for all game. We watch here. Great run here from Regan Campbell. And then on the next play, we'll see they'll go shift out to the right here. Bryce Cartwright goes to the line. Great offload from the young Holden Cup Player of the Year. And on the Wanger Blake, who I thought he was going to look on the inside there to Kieran Moss, but he took the fullback on and got past him and scores under the post. Probably gave his coach a little bit of a heart attack along the way, but he's done the job, got the 4 points, and Penrith are right back in this game.
Oh, he's a quality athlete. No wonder he backed himself. If you move like that, why not back yourself? So well done, and he had support around him, but he knew what he was doing.
The kick from right in front. This is it again on the replay. Big left foot step. Just ended up taking on Matt Minto at fullback. And he's no slug in defence. But have a look at the size and the speed of the 19 of the Penrith Panthers in Wacky Blake. Here's the kick. Right in front. It's a beauty. We're locked up. 16 points all here on BarTV.
Yeah, situations like this, 15 minutes to go, 16 all. What you need to make sure the message is just don't panic, stay patient, play corners. The points will come. The side that understands that the most now and doesn't get ahead of themselves will win the game.
Welcome back to the Cessnock Sportsground. 16 all, 16 minutes remaining, and we are locked up. Don't go anywhere. BarTV. Live coverage of the New South Wales Cup, wherever you may be watching across the globe. Welcome to the Cessnock Sportsground. As now, the Panthers and the Knights contesting a fierce battle. Hashtag VB New South Wales Cup and BarTV interacting with the fans in 2014. The ball's on the ground. Referees called this up. Craig, which way will he give the scrum?
Oh, I think Penrith are going to get it, and they're probably fortunate enough there. But again, we saw what they needed to do. As soon as they squared their big man up and went through the middle, they're starting to look dangerous. So the Knights have got to tighten that defence up. We've now realised that they're coming through the middle. It's been a little bit of luxury that they weren't coming through there earlier. So they've just got to tighten their markers up, get their main B defenders nice and tight, and make sure we can slow it down, because if we don't, they've got some strike power out wide, and they'll may be the next to score.
This is Moss. Taken down there by Hayden Smith. Quick play to football. They're looking good, aren't they? They're running easily through Regan, Campbell, Gillard. Quick play to football, Mosley. On it comes now to Sherrington. 10 metres out. Kieran Mosley. Sets it to the left. Short ball. Going closest. Tia Khalifi. He'll score. No test for Matt Minto at the back. He just ran straight over him. And the Panthers go to the front for the first time in the VB New South Wales Cup tonight.
My mate alongside me, Stu, will start telling me that Penrith have just about had 8 or 9 sets in a row, and hence they've scored 2 or 3 tries. So it's not rocket science, Stu. Is it? You hold the ball, you score points.
You're not wrong there. They've had 6 sets on the trot now, and on the back of that, they've so far scored, 16 points, and with the conversion to come, they've hit the lead on the back of that glut of possession, which they was just starved of so far earlier in the half. The first 20 minutes, it was all Newcastle, but Penrith in the last 5 minutes, with a bit of ball, have just gone bang, 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 try, try, try. And now, all of a sudden, from being 16-4 down, they're all of a sudden 20-16 up and could go further in front, 22-16.
Oh, Tia Khalifi, have a look at this. Bang! Get out of the way, Minto. You're not going to stop me here on Goanna Land. Try.
There's a lot of bang bangs going on out there. It's a pretty tough game out there. I don't know how many bang bangs are going, but I've just counted 6 on our call, so we're going really well.
And that's just on the field. Here's the kick now from right out on the 20-metre line here in Cessnock. Anything's, well, I was going to say predictable, but I'm not sure if it's predictable. Unpredictable on and off the field. As we see now, the kick. 20-16. Nails this. This gives them a 6-1, obviously. Important kick. No wonder he's taking his time. 12 minutes remaining. We'll hope you're enjoying the coverage on BarTV. Craig Miller, Peter Jolly and Stu Moses bringing you all the action right here from Goanna Land. Cessnock Goanna's home ground, of course, in the real NRL. Here's the kick. He's got it. From 10 metres in from the touchline, the Panthers are back and back with a vengeance. 22 points to 16. Well, the Newcastle Knights, have they got it to go all the way? They look flat. Long way to go, though. Early signs, yep. But let's see how the next 12 minutes unfolds here. Off the boot of Mantellato, gets played back underway. And the kick goes down to the 10-metre line. And who wants the ball? Give it to me, the 10 says. And up towards the 20 they go. And playing the ball there was the 10, of course, in Campbell Gillard. We mentioned he's one of the hardest hitters in the New South Wales Cup. He's got a great attacking surge too when he gets the football. Panthers, 30 metres out.
Yeah, I think, Stu, I saw him texting here a minute ago when I asked for Campbell Gillard to square up, and I now know where the message has gone, because that's exactly what he's done, and they've just gone and put on 18 points since I tipped them what they needed to do, Stu.
They certainly have, and here they are on the roll again, just short of halfway, and here we go.
Great ball. Here they do go. Capewell comes to the fullback, gives it away. Kieran Moss will score. Kieran Moss is under the post. Kieran Moss scores another Penrith try. Oh, it's a carve-up-a-thon here at Cessnock. Great support play once again. Craig Miller.
Yeah, what can I say? I'm an over-cashier, so I'm a little bit rocked. I thought we were home at 16-4 and controlling the football, and we're in complete command of the game. But, you know, they go forward, and this game's all at the ruck. You don't need to go around football sides. You've got to go through them, and I think they've demonstrated that in the last 20 minutes, Stu.
They've abandoned that side-to-side play that we saw a lot of in the first half. They've just gone straight up the middle, played it, some quick play the ball, some dummy half. Here we see Kieran Mosley, who's made a miraculous recovery from that first half injury, by the way, and he's just gone straight through up the middle. Great offload here to Capewell, and Capewell's going to surge ahead, draw the fullback, and find his man, Kieran Moss, in his first game back of the season after being out injured, and he just slides across and gives the Panthers their 4th try in a row. What a comeback from the Panthers, who looked dead and buried about 10 minutes ago.
If you have a look at that replay, I think the indicator was there that Coach Stone needs to get licky. He got towed up at marker, and you know, he's obviously done his minutes, and he needs to get off there, and we need to get some fresh troops out there.
The Knights shell-shocked in the in-goal area. Here's the kick. They don't come any easier than this. Right in front, bang, over it goes. Panthers, well, what a second half for them. It's a tale of two halves.
Oh, that's an old cliche. I won't claim that one, but it's certainly been a tale of this half. Has been the first 20 minutes was the Knights have just controlled the football and tried to play patient. Then this next 20 minutes, possession's gone to Penrith, and their athletes have stepped up, and we've scored 3 or 4 tries unanswered. With 9 minutes to go, it might be a little bit difficult for the Knights to dig their way out of this one. But again, the message is just got to be you've got to stay patient and take your opportunities.
There's the kick downfield. Goes straight down into the in-goal area, and the Penrith Panthers bringing it back again. Strong running again from Regan Campbell-Gillard.
He has been ultra impressive tonight, Regan Campbell-Gillard. Every time, these hit-ups have counted every time.
Sherrington with the football. 8 minutes remaining here in the VB New South Wales Cup. Round 9. Live on VB New South Wales Cup coverage on BarTV. Down the left-hand side, Ben Murdoch-Marcilla. He takes it to the halfway line. Over the halfway they go again. This is Nathan Smith, 45 metres away. Back from Mosley. It comes back then out of Capewell. He puts it downfield. He'll say, let's kick this into touch. And he finds Mantellato going back to see it go over there and hit Colonel on the head into the signage over there on the eastern touchline.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how you're supposed to play the last 10 minutes. You dominate that middle third, roll through it, then get your kicker involved and find the corners. It's a perfect set.
Well, earlier in the first half, in the second half there, where possession well and truly favoured Newcastle, we're now all squared up here, 50-50 here in the possession stakes. And it just goes to show that in a game of rugby league, whoever has the ball more often than not, they're going to score the points.
8 minutes remaining. 28 points to 16.
You want to take up coaching, Stu?
I think my days are gone in that area.
Your stats would be impressive to the players though, Stu.
Well, that might be by calling.
Waddell, dummy half. Keep them coming inside the last 7 minutes. The 14 with the Knights. Redman. Travis Waddell again. For the arms. Waddell offloading. Panthers in there in numbers. 1, 2 and 3. They certainly lift. Confidence does a tremendous thing for a side. Through the back line. The Knights chancing their arm. They're needing for speed, and this is the way they go. From the halfway line is where they'll be playing the football. 42 metres out, playing the ball there. Come the Knights. What have they got? Comes back away, a little chip over the top. They're trying to look for Minto. Can he get the ball? He does. Where's the support? Throws it out the ground. Play on, and Panthers dive on the football 20 metres out for their own goal line.
Yeah, the Knights have got to play this style of football. They've got to play catch-up. They nearly come off, and the Penrith have dodged a bullet. But what you'll find in this game is if you control the football and look good with the football, it usually has a knock-on effect to your defence because you're not doing too much tackling. So when you get the ball you're in defence, you've got plenty of petrol, and that's exactly what Penrith are doing.
Nagama, former Knight, plays the ball. Tackle forward. Referee just saying you can't crawl forward. Now they'll play the football back. Anderson runs into Michael Steele. Last tackle coming up for Penrith. They're going to kick off the boot of Bryce Cartwright. They're going to kick it again. If they can throw it, they could possibly score. They don't need to throw it. They go themselves and score. The Panthers are in again. Blake, he gets his second try. Penrith, unbelievable when they're at full flight.
Oh, he's an athlete. He'll play first grade for sure. I'm sure he's been well targeted by the very astute Penrith development team, and there's no doubt that he'll play in NRL very shortly, having the talent that he's got.
Certainly will be. He was named in the Fijian side last week, but with Petro's late inclusion, had to sit out the game. But Wacker Blake is well thought of by the Penrith officials. He's been recently re-signed to a 3-year deal at the club, and many view him as a long-term centre option for the Panthers in the NRL. That's a great kick by Bryce Cartwright, by the way, into no man's land there. for the Knights, and Wacker Blake was good enough to get there, regather, and just show tremendous pace and ability to just score that try in the right corner of himself.
Yeah.
Great game by the Fijian.
Yeah, there's one thing to just be an athlete, but you also got to have footy skills, and he showed all the footy skills there. He kicked, he regathered, and had a fend to score the try. So I know he's a quality footballer.
Will Smith from the touchline. One of your boys in the local comp previously, junior club, the West Newcastle Rosellas. Have you rated his performance this afternoon, Craig?
Yeah, I've always had a massive rap on him. I'm surprised that he's in the 4 jersey. Always had him as a 6 coming through the Knights junior system, but you know, very disappointed that we didn't keep him here in Newcastle. I'm a big believer in leaving our juniors here at Newcastle, but I suppose with the nursery we got, we can't keep them all. But good to see him having a great game, and I think his kicking has really improved. The goal kicking is something that he's always worked very hard on.
So no change on the VB New South Wales Cup Rugby League scoreboard thanks to BarTV. Stu, it's still 32-16, 3 minutes out from full time.
Well, I'll put it to you all. Back about the 60-minute mark, or just before the 60-minute mark, when Maniletto took that conversion attempt from 30 metres out and they had repeat sets galore, was that the turning point of the game when Penrith really looked on the rack at that point, and I thought the Knights showed them a little too much respect at that point. And here we see, no, it doesn't go out. Yep, it's gone out on the full. So the problems keep going.
Another penalty back to halfway.
I'll just answer Stu. I think you're probably right looking back on it, but hindsight in coaching is a beautiful thing. If you look at the set preceding that penalty conversion, the Knights did complete that set and got to the kick and were very unlucky. There was a bit of a fumble there for the Penrith fullback, so we could have got the ball back. But in hindsight, I think you're probably right. We probably should have kept the pressure on them.
The kick goes into touch. Have they got another one in there? Tank tonight, the Panthers. Anthony Sherrington. 4 Knights in there.
Hold there. Chad.
Steele gets off him.
That's what we're talking about. Anthony, I've got him. Yes.
I think the Knights. I think the Knights are really got to look at their defence. I think they leaked 50 points last week, and I know Stoney won't be real happy in about another 32, especially in about 20 minutes. So
Marcella.
Be causing some concern the defence of the Knights.
Back to Moss. This is Anderson. Close to scoring. He's gone all the way. Anderson under the right of the post by 5 metres. Scores another try for the Penrith Panthers tonight. Stu, that's got to be quite an impressive scoring tally for the Penrith Panthers. That's got to be up around their 5th or 6th try for tonight.
Yeah, look, that was a great effort there by Sam Anderson, slamming Sam Anderson as his teammates call him. His girlfriend's going to be really impressed. He's got another try. He's 5th of the season already. They're going to kick him out of the props unit at this rate. But yeah, it's just great reward for Sam for the work rate that he's put in tonight, particularly in that first half. He played a full 40 minutes that first half, I noticed. So yeah, great effort there by Sam to just get that try and put the icing on the cake for this result.
Yeah, it's probably just a little bit soft for my liking from the Knights. You know, this last 20 minutes is something that obviously isn't really good, and they just need to look at that, controlling that ruck, and that middle third has just got too sloppy.
Well, a lot of Newcastle fans and former players are here tonight. Clint Newton in the broadcast area tonight, watching on as well. Clint, of course, former Knight.
I think he's still playing.
And he is he is playing.
He's out with a pectoral tear, so we'll. I don't think you'll call him former yet. He might run back.
Did I?
Yeah.
My apologies, Clint.
He might run back in here and.
He might deck me. Here's the kick. It's a successful one. Right on half full time. So the Penrith Panthers, too good over the Newcastle Knights. After round 9 of the New South Wales Cup Rugby League here on BarTV, the Panthers edging out the Knights by 38 points to 16. Give us a few stats, Stu, from the second half.
Well, the second half there, both sides in a quality game here. We've seen very little drop ball overall. Penrith in the end did shade Newcastle on possession, but midway through the second half you wouldn't have thought that was the case. But in the end there, Penrith dominated slightly the possession there, 52-48. Their completion rate was quite good in the second half, completing 86% of their sets. Newcastle weren't too bad either. They got 10 of 13 sets there. So, but I'd say Coach Rick Stone, he'd be really disappointed with the execution there. And when they really had Penrith on the rack there, they just didn't put them to the sword, and Penrith has really come back in a big way and made them pay for that.
Yeah, I think the stat for the Knights is there that 13 sets in a half isn't enough, and obviously that lack of possession in that last 20 minutes showed, and Penrith for some reason found what they needed to do and go forward, and once they dominated that go forward in that middle third, their class on the edges got more room, and off they went. Probably a disappointing result from the Knights in the end. It was a capitulation of a pretty strong effort for 60 minutes, but unfortunately this game, at this level, you've got to go for 80, and the Knights need to go back and revisit that.
And Stu, the Penrith Panthers will take on the Canterbury Bulldogs next Friday night at Belmore.
Yes, and you have to think 2 good wins in a row now for the Penrith Panthers. They'll be going into that game next Friday night cock a hoop with this result, considering the dramas they had in the first half where they had 2 key injuries. Fortunately, Kieran Mosley was able to get back on the field, but they will be buoyed by the fact that they've now put a good win up here. It's not an easy place to win up in Newcastle anywhere, especially in Cessnock. I think it's, from the stats wise, I think it's only the second loss at home for Newcastle in 2 years. So to do what they've done tonight in the manner they've done in the last 20 minutes, it all goes well for the Panthers as they head towards the rep season and with the depth that they've got at the club.
Well, that pretty much wraps up our telecast on BarTV. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Craig Miller, thank you very much for coming on board tonight, and I'm sure all the fans, you know, wherever they're listening, have really loved listening to your insight. So thanks very much for your input tonight. Yeah,
no, I really enjoyed it. It's another perspective for me. You know, see it through a different set of eyes. I can normally just focusing on my own little world, but I quite enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Big game tomorrow against Souths. West all the way?
Yeah, well, we've got our old boys on Friday night, so a couple of the old fellas will be in town, so that's always an important night for us, and everyone loves to hate West, so we have to repel that every week, so it's another tough one for us.
And Stu, I hope you enjoyed your trip up the M1.
Well, it's well worth the trip up the M1 to see the mighty Penrith Panthers get the win.
All right then, Stu. Well, thank you to everybody for tuning in and listening to VB New South Wales Cup Round 9 here tonight. Thanks to New South Wales Rugby League for their ongoing support of BarTV, making this happen tonight. Hope you really enjoyed the telecast. We enjoyed bringing it to you from the Cessnock Sportsground. Don't forget BarTV Sports, hashtag VB New South Wales Cup. Feedback is welcome on tonight's telecast. So on behalf of everybody here at BarTV, I'm Peter Jolly. Until next time, it's bye for now.